Yo ho ho, I'm here to roast your soap video. Hello everyone, my name is Katie Carson and I am a professional soap maker. I have been making and selling soap for over 9 years. The last time I made a professional soap maker reacts video, it got over 6 million views. So I thought, let's try that again. There are a lot of DIY soap hack videos here on the internet, mainly on YouTube, but I decided to branch out today and check out a couple of them on Instagram. So I did try to weed out all of the repeat videos that those content farm channels like to post on their YouTube, their Instagram, their TikTok, and their Facebook, and then they repost it like 8 million times so they can just rack up the millions and millions and millions of views. And that narrowed it down quite a bit for the Instagram soap videos. I was surprised how many of them were not unique to Instagram. I made a little viral soap hack video folder in my Instagram, and I'm gonna record the screen while I also record myself reacting so you guys can see exactly what I'm reacting to. Let us begin. Okay, so let's go with this first video. Most of these I see are from Craft Factory. I don't know, that could be the same thing as 5 Minutes Crafts, Blossom, who knows? Maybe it's all one big conspiracy. So we've got melted soap being poured into what looks like a ceramic dish, meaning you'll never get it out. We're going to heat up a little stainless steel. Are you making cheese? Why? They've just got to do the same thing over and over and over again. I wonder who is the original creator of this cheese soap, because they are not getting nearly the credit they deserve. Okay, we've got what looks like a ketchup bottle that they've cut the end off here. Some melted brown chocolatey soap and coffee beans. Well, that would definitely work. That is for sure. Of course, there's no way to know how much of anything they've added, so it's not really a hack because there's no recipe and you don't know how to do it. It could be considered inspiration though. Okay, another piece of Tupperware here. And once again, kind of good luck getting it out of that container. Let's see. Okay, so now they're going to cut. Oh boy, are you doing pasta? Is that pasta? Can you spaghetti and meatball soap? Come on now. Oh, let's do it. Oh, I hope they do it. That would make my day to see it. Wait, is it pie? Is it pie? Oh, I think they might be making a pie soap, but it's clear on the bottom. I don't know. I don't know. That's such a good idea though. Yes, yes, a pie soap. Wait, hold on. Dried raspberries? You can't just throw in fruit like that. It will kind of like so that will rot. That will definitely rot. Dried fruit, dried vegetables, they'll just rot and they will look really yucky in your soap. So it was going really, really strong until they added that. Why they gotta do it? Okay, time to grate up some soap. Ooh, look at all the pretty colors. Those look so nice. Okay, looks like a little yogurt container. They're just gonna alternate sprinkling that and melted soap. Okay, so it's a little confetti soap. Those always look really, really, really good, especially if you have really bright colors like they do. That's one of the easiest soap making crafts you can do as a beginner, and it's so satisfying because it always ends up looking good. So good job, Craft Fact kids, on this one. That is definitely a good piece of soap hack inspiration. Let's see the cut. Yas, yas. Also, if you don't scent the clear melt and pour, it will look even better because it won't discolor over time. Yes, that looks excellent. Good job. Okay, so after watching video number 1, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I don't know what it is about Instagram. Maybe they just up the quality for Instagram, but that was pretty bomb. Okay, adding again orange peel to no. Just don't do it. Refrain from putting fruit in your soap, please. Okay, another Craft Factory kids. We're gonna start with the classic honey soap poured over a piece of bubble wrap. It does work quite well, can confirm. However, again, they never tell you how much of everything they're using. So good luck trying to replicate that. You will definitely have to write your own recipe. And good luck, yeah, with trying to get the same color or anything, because they literally don't tell you what it is. But I do like that they cut it up into little pieces of honeycomb honeycomb. That looks really good. Okay, what's next? We've got a hot glue gun putting hot glue on silicone. What could possibly go wrong? Assuming that this is a really, really low heat hot glue gun, this could probably work. Yeah, okay. So then you pour the blue or whatever on top, and then you have an impression in your soap. It would probably work. Again, if the hot glue is not super, super, super hot, because if it is, it will end up kind of melting and warping the silicone, and that is not a cute look. I also don't know how cleanly this would truly unmold from all types of melt and pour. I'm suspicious about this. I think it could work, but I do think you would have to have very specific types of melt and pour and hot glue. Okay, clear melt and pour with some soap dye. Good on them using soap dye and not food coloring, assuming I saw that correctly with my blind eyes. Okay, you're gonna pour some into each cavity. Very good, very good. You should spritz that top with rubbing alcohol. It's looking kind of wrinkly over there. Oh wait, all the wrinkles are magically gone. All right, I'm gonna chop it up with an X-Acto knife. You could just use a regular knife for that. I guess they were trying to get things super, super precise. All right, and so they're making a lemon soap. This would definitely work too, and it also looks really, really good. Typically, yeah, you put white around the little pieces, and then you chop off the white a little bit, and then add another layer of yellow, so you have a rind on it, and like some pith, and then the actual lemon chunks. We'll see if they go that far. Are they going to chop it off? Yes! Looks like it. Looks like it. Pop that out. Yeah, now put some yellow around the edge. Yes! It always looks so, so good. It really does. Those are very giftable soaps. Chop, chop! Let's see the inside. Pop them out. Let's take a peek. Yes! Great job. Looks fantastic. Bam! 3 videos down. I am so much more impressed with these. I think these were a lot more like thought through. Okay, so we've got some, what is that? Yellow melt and pour. What did they put on top? I have no clue. Somebody tell me what that is. It looks like pretzel bits. Maybe it's just pieces of soap. Okay, they're mixing up blue. Looks like clear blue and white blue. Got a couple different blues. Gonna pour that on top. All right, together. Also, if you do that at home, make sure that your soap is colder. If you pour your soap really, really hot, it will all mix together and you will not get any beautiful swirls. It will just blend together and you'll have one big blue and you'd never know there were any differences. Yep, chop into that. Oh yeah, looks pretty good, honestly. I still want to know, what are those bits? What are they? Also, that lather, really bad. Really, really bad. Time to switch your melt and pour base. Okay. Now we're going to do some soap curls off of a big slab of melt and pour soap. Honestly, such a satisfying thing to watch. I love watching soap curls get made. Yeah, make the little roses. This is such a classic. And it does work pretty good. Oh wait, are you going to submerge it? Yes. This looks really good if all the bubbles leave. If you get a whole bunch of air bubbles in there, it does not look quite as good. But looks like they did it quite well. Okay, so what are we doing here? We've got, looks like a rainbow layered soap. Let me tell you guys, this does not look as good unless there's light behind it. It looks like a big black piece of soap. Yeah, see? Looks really good. They put the flashlight behind it, but in reality, it does not look that good just sitting on your counter. I hate to burst your bubble, but there it is. Okay, we're making some crescent out of soap here. Really cute. Wow, that looks so nice. That would be such an easy way to make a really, really cool looking bar of soap. Again, if the melt and pour is unscented, that should work just fine and it should look really good. White soap base melted with some soap dye and an unspecified amount of essential oils, which is not a safe practice and I do not recommend. They always just put drops in there and I'm like, why? You've got to measure that. Foaming bath butter and a little bit of soap base, so they're gonna make the classic, melt and pour soap frosting on top. Again, disclaimer, doesn't work as well as they're probably gonna show you here in this video, and it certainly won't stick to that cupcake base that well. Again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news here because it does look so good in the video. It just won't stick very well, and I don't want you guys to be disappointed if you try it at home. Now we've got, looks like a clear like PVC pipe or maybe a plastic test tube of some sort. Lots of different soap shavings. That's super cool. Oh, is that how you just unmold it? You'd probably have to stick it in the freezer to get it to unmold that cleanly. They're putting it in a black melt and pour soap base. Okay. So like a Galaxy soap, essentially, for melt and pour. That's a really, really cool idea. And hey, it looks really good. It looks good in cold process and melt and pour. Again, look at how bad the lather is, though. They have got to change their melt and pour soap base. All right, old soap. Looks like glycerin soap. Gonna pour some clear over it. Is this gonna be a crystal soap? Is that what we're doing? Yeah. Crystal soaps made like this do actually look really, really good. That would be a really, really easy way to make your first soap at home if you guys want to try it. That's a good one. All right, we've done like 4 videos now. Who's this? Craft Factory Kids. All right, they're nailing it. They're nailing it with the Instagram content. So we've got a milk jug, milk carton, looks like. Filling it up with soap. This is a classic age-old technique that tons of people use. It does work. Sometimes they can leak a little bit, just as a forewarning, but it's a really good way to get a really cheap soap mold. These people definitely should have mixed in their color a little bit more. The tie-dye look in melt and pour soap looks nice for a photo, but over like 3 or 4 days, it ends up bleeding together and looks really bad. All right, clear soap all melted down. Yeah, pour it in there. That is so satisfying to watch. Oh my gosh. Soap dye. Not a super effective way to add soap dye, especially if you're making all of your little molds the same color. Why not just mix it into the big one and then pour it? That would be a lot easier to incorporate. Also, those soap shavings on top are not going to stick unless you pour some melt and pour on top of them. So just a forewarning, they're all gonna come off. That's cute though. I do love the rubber ducky. I mean, it's such a classic. Cute. What's next? Okay, you got some white soap melted with peppermint. Okay, hold on. Again, please do not put unspecified amounts of essential oils in your bath and body products. Some essential oils can be very, very irritating to the skin. Peppermint is one of them. It's obviously very minty and in small doses can be delightful. However, if you add too much of it, it can be tingly in a not so good way. And you know, people use soap in lots of different areas that you definitely don't want tingles in or on. There's no way to say that delicately, is there? Anyway, there are recommended proper, safe usages for both fragrance oils and essential oils, and they will be provided to you for free on any reputable fragrance oil or essential oil supplier online. They will tell you how much to use in your product and how much is safe. Be sure to follow those standards and you won't have any problems, but just glunk, 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 that looks good is not the way to go. Okay, what's next? Soap dye. Okay, adding in a little bit of green, it looks like. Soap dye, maybe a mint blue, mint green. All right, and the popsicle stick mold. So, let's pause one more time. The popsicle mold is, again, a classic. It is so much fun. It definitely gives me vibes from the 90s era of melt and pour soap making, and it works if the mold is made of silicone. However, you will probably have a time trying to get it out of a plastic mold unless you break it, or you put your melt and pour into the freezer and then allow it to sit out on the counter and thaw around the edges so that it releases easier. But I don't recommend putting melt and pour in the freezer because it will attract glycerin easier as well, and you'll get all those little sweat beads on your soap. It ain't a cute look. So to avoid all of the said problems, get yourself a silicone soap mold used for these purposes. I know Wholesale Supplies Plus has one. Also, you can get them on Amazon. They're not like the cheapest thing. It's not like buying a $1 piece of plastic, but it will save you the consternation of trying to get a finished good that looks incredible and doesn't sweat. Pray continue. Okay, pink and green and white. They're just layering all of this. Again, it will look really, really pretty. Just use a silicone mold and maybe a piece of foil on top so that your popsicle stick doesn't move from side to side and you get that really clean look that they have here. What's next? We've got grated soap. Excellent, excellent. Going to add what to it? What is going to occur? Water. All right, water to grated soap. Microwave for a minute. Now, I hope that's soap base and not just soap. I don't think a regular bar of soap would do what they want it to. Okay, and now they're adding oatmeal to it, and they've added water as well. Okay, so I definitely wouldn't recommend doing this with the oatmeal. That's just going to rot eventually because you've added water to a soap that has already gone through its little chemical transformation. So you essentially just have wet oatmeal sitting there in your bathtub, which is really, really gross. And it will start to smell and it will grow bacteria. So this is a hard no. Please don't do that. From 𝐑𝐴𝐻, we now have a DIY and crafting inspo. It looks like DIY crafting inspo has just taken it from 𝐑𝐴𝐻. Oh boy! And they're adding food coloring to soap. Don't do that. Peppermint essential oil that we already know they're not going to measure, which really just grinds my gears. And they're going to pour it on a plate. All right, are you gonna peel it off? Body safe glitter that should also be plastic free. I doubt they're using plastic free glitter, but do use plastic free glitter if you make soap. Kind of cut it there with a cookie cutter and ta-da. Yep, that would work, and that's a pretty good single-use soap. Just make sure you use actual soap dye and that you use plastic free glitter because that is much better for the environment. I wonder what other crafts 𝐑𝐴𝐻 Crafty may have. You think they have other soap videos? Is this soap? Potted succulent soap. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let's see what they got here. I think this is probably gonna work. Okay, so they bought a succulent. Oh, this is cute, y'all. Okay, so they have some melt and pour here. They're gonna cut that up. And then it looks like they have a silicone mold for a succulent. You can get those on Etsy or Amazon. Please measure your fragrance oils and essential oils, 𝐑𝐴𝐻. Please, I beg of you. I beg. Soap dye. Excellent, excellent. Using soap dye instead of the food coloring. We appreciate that. Synthetic mica powder. Good for them. They are even using the right terms. I appreciate that as well. I'm honestly very impressed. Okay, good. Yeah, synthetic mica powder. They're gonna put it on the. All right, all right. This looks great. That's gonna be a really, really, really cool looking succulent embed. That is for sure. Let's see it. Oh, good. And they're adding more, so they have different, you know, different shades of blue and green for their embeds. Listen, I'm obsessed. I'm totally obsessed. This is turning out way better than my first reaction video. These people are doing super good. I'm now extremely invested in this. Isopropyl alcohol, good to spritz on top. Oh, yes. Okay, we got more soap dye. What are you making now? Is this the base, maybe? Maybe the base of the pot. They're gonna make a brown or a black soap and some synthetic mica. Let me tell you, it would be a lot easier to get the color they are trying to achieve in clear melt and pour. If they had used clear, they wouldn't have to use nearly as much colorant because it shows up so much better. Yes, look at that. That looks so good. It looks so good. Yes, yes. Let me see. Yes, 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 yes. I just love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Also, what a cool mold they have here. It is like the perfect size for a planter. Oh, I see. I see. They weren't trying to make dirt. They were trying to make concrete. I changed my mind. Use the white base. Also, you putting this Himalayan salt on top is not going to stick unless you put some more clear melt and pour soap. I bet they do it. I bet they add clear. Are you? No, they didn't. Okay, you need to add some clear on top so that your salt sticks. I'm impressed. I am so thrilled. Great job. And also, these product shots look really good. Okay, 𝐑𝐴𝐻 Crafty, you've suckered me in. What other things do you have for soap? Do you have more soap stuff? Unicorn poop soap? Let's see it. Let's see it. Just a layered rainbow soap, it looks like. Clear melt and pour soap base. Yes. I wonder what color they're gonna start with. Are you gonna do like the red or the purple first? Wait, woo! Hold on, vanilla fragrance oil. And we pause now to talk about vanilla fragrance oil. If you use a vanilla fragrance oil in your soap, it will turn your soap brown, especially if you have clear soap. It is because of a chemical called vanillin in the vanilla soap fragrance oil. So I don't recommend you use it. They do have things called vanilla color stabilizers, and that will help the browning process to slow down. However, it won't stop it completely. And if you're using clear melt and pour, it's just not recommended at all. They very easily, for this particular soap, could have used like pretty much any other fragrance oil. Strawberry, peach, fresh scent, a clean scent. It really doesn't matter. Just don't use vanilla. Drop a few drops in. All right. Are you gonna split it? You're gonna split it into some sections? Yeah. So you can layer the unicorn poop. And again, using soap dye. Excellent. Yes. Put some little gold stars in. Put some gold around the edges. Pour all of that. Let cure. Not really curing, just letting it harden. That's all. And layering so pretty. This is gonna look good when they unmold it. Yes, let us see. Yes. I love it. Excellent. That is definitely one of the better soaps I have seen made in one of these videos. They actually have a lot of different soap making videos. I'm super impressed. Here's a tie-dye melt and pour soap. So clear soap base. Typically what people do is they'll take the clear soap base and then they'll put the dye directly into the soap. Let's see what these guys do. They've got both clear. What is it with the peppermint essential oil too? Like, is that the only essential oil people can find? Because that Now brand has so many different fragrances. They always use peppermint. I don't know why. Okay, so they got their round molds. They've got the dyes. You gonna put it straight in or add it? Okay, yeah, adding it straight in. So here's the deal with this, is that it just doesn't look as good as the soap sits. So the initial pour is often really pretty, but it overmixes, as you can see is happening right now in the video. It just won't look that good after it sits, and sometimes doesn't even look that good after you've blended it all up. I'll be interested. Yeah, see, you can't even tell. It is a fundamentally flawed design. And it looks really cool when you spritz it with rubbing alcohol, like, again, no doubt. But when they pop these out, it's not gonna look nearly as good as it did when they first started pouring it into the mold. It just doesn't. Let harden. Then look at that. Like, that's just not, it's just not good. It's just not worth making. Okay, last video we're gonna watch here is from Beauty Hacks, and they are doing a really good job. They are including the measurements for everything, including the soap, 15 drops of fragrance oil. They're even giving you fragrance oil notes, which is super, super nice. Again, they've got a popsicle mold. Looks like that may be made out of silicone. I can't really tell. Yeah, putting the popsicle sticks in. Again, if you put a piece of foil on top and stick it through that, it will stay in place and not move around. Everything is measured. Okay, like, hey, come on. This deserves credit here, because they definitely put a lot more time into this and a lot more thought and effort. Spritzing with yeah, okay. Let's see the pink. Yes, that looks excellent. Unmold, unmold. Rah, rah, rah. Yes, that looks super cool. Good job, Beauty Hacks / Jelly Smack, whatever you are. At this point, it is safe to say I am far more impressed with the viral Instagram soap hack trends. I'd say over 75% of these would work and look exactly the way that they purport to. Helpful tips for those of y'all who want to make melt and pour soap. Again, don't add any fresh ingredients to your soap. No fresh orange peel, no fresh roses. Those are just gonna brown and rot over time. Don't add water to your melt and pour soap base and oatmeal. That's gonna rot over time. Be sure you measure your fragrance oil and your essential oil and add the safe and recommended usage rate, and only use ingredients that are intended for soap. Don't put food coloring in soap. Use soap dye instead. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this Soap Maker Reacts to Viral Soap Instagram Hacks video again. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, maybe leave me a comment below for other things you'd like me to react to. I would be happy to react to other soap makers and other Instagram things that I find. Whatever you guys, just tell me down below. We will be back tomorrow for another 12 days of SOAPMAS video, so if you aren't subscribed, now would be a good time. Maybe click the notification bell so that you know when the next video has been uploaded. I have a lot of really cool things coming up for this particular 12 days of SOAPMAS in 2020. And without further ado, you guys have an absolutely royal day, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now!